Good morning again. This will be the concept of what will be an ongoing project of my video log. Um, this recording I will shoot for 10 minutes, or I'll stop around 10 minutes, set the time. And again, I guess this concept will be more of an intro: who, what, where, why, when, what's the point of all this. First off, my name is Shane. I am over 30 years old. I decided last minute not to tell you my complete age. Um, what is this? This is obviously my vlog. This is just to kind of get thoughts out, to help me concentrate, to help me kind of flex my speech, my thinking, help me organize my thoughts, retain confidence, if I will. All that I can get into more in the future if anyone requests, or if I just randomly decide so. Now, why I'm doing this actually, maybe I should go into the more when of what's going on. That'll help explain the why. So it is March 20th, 2020. The world is more or less on the level of pandemic of coronavirus, aka COVID-19, in which it is much like the flu. I'll just go over this briefly. And the city where I live in, San Diego, is on the border, on the brink of lockdown, basically. So they're not enforcing people to stay off the streets with cops or anything, although there's a strong urge to like kind of stay indoors unless you absolutely have to go out. If you do go out, you can't be out in a group of like 10 people. At night, I've heard stories of cops saying, please go inside. They're not going to arrest you. I think this is all a gradual lead up to a lockdown, but that before I ski off that far ahead, back to the why. About a month ago, this thing of coronavirus emerged in China, and among speculations of how it was handled in China, how long it's been going on there. I mean, eventually it was going to spread across the globe, which is what it's doing now, and it's finally hitting us here in the United States, and finally here in San Diego. Today, in particular, I work at a markdown retail store. Very, very low income, very bottom of the rung type of income. And the store I work for finally officially closed today. All last week, everyone was kind of questioning, like, why is the store open? Which we were. But today, it was the official. Governor of California, Gavin Newsom, finally said, yeah, unless you have crucial supplies, you got to close. And so today, even though we got the call to come in last night, they called us in, and our manager basically told us, yeah, so you guys can't work anymore. Take your 2 hours. By the way, here is a nice little $250 check for your troubles, which at our pay rate at this bottom rung is about 25 hours a week. I mean, from there, you can kind of guess my income. It's not much at the moment. So I guess the fact that I'm not working now isn't too much of an impact, but it actually it is an impact for many people. For me, I'm being a bit cavalier. So who, where, when, why? Well, I think I pretty much nailed it all. Where are we at on time? 4 minutes. I guess off the top of my head, I can focus on not speaking so fast. From my 1 minute trial, I noticed a few times where I ramble off very quickly. I'm told I do that, especially when talking or explaining things. I need to slow down. So I guess I'll take notes. That'll be one of the things I need to work on when doing this video. Need to slow down. This ties into something else that I believe in general that I should do when I explain things, is that it requires a lot of patience or patiently explaining things. So I guess if I'm going to patiently explain things, naturally I should slow down on how to explain them. This also kind of ties into the why, kind of a subsection of why. Obviously I didn't prepare too many notes, just a very brief, those are my notes, not very much. Another aspect of the why is since I'm officially kind of put out of work, I mean, I still have a job, but out of work, like many of us are, it's more like what to do with our time. On TikTok, a recent app where people like to show what they do on during the quarantine. It's kind of funny. There's like videos how people driving themselves crazy, and I figure on my end, since I like to try and stay productive, I may as well dabble in vlog. Again, like I mentioned before, to help my rhetoric, presentation, stuff like that, organizing my thoughts. Two, uh, throughout my past and lifetime, I've always held a diary or journal of sorts. I remember as early as middle school, I'd write into a diary, something similar to this, and I think I still have it. I can probably look into it. I should probably read it. It'd be very entertaining for me. Um, then, when the age of Xanga and MySpace came up, I had something called Live Journal. That was nuts. I'd type a lot, and that's even before I became somewhat of an intellectual. Um, 4 minutes left. Live Journal, that was nuts. I wish I could log back into there and just print that stuff out or upload all that stuff, because for me that would be gold to see where I came from, what I thought, to even kind of laugh at myself, really, which goes into one of my life lessons. But maybe I'll mark that down. Lessons of journals and diaries and vlogs, so to speak. And really, maybe, I mean, not to be really grim, but for some reason, should I pass, I guess all these videos will be public, and whoever I share them with can be like, yeah, this was me towards the end. Not that I believe this will be towards the end. To dabble more on the coronavirus, most of the deaths have been in people who are 60 plus. Even, the hell is going on outside? Yeah, so most of the deaths have been people who are older, and so someone like me who's 30 and relatively good health, by the way, maybe a little overweight because of my poor eating habits lately, and my low income to afford generally good, healthy foods. This could be it. And maybe in the future I could, well, I think eventually I'll have to talk about politics, which is nothing about me. I guess I'll share this now since I have time. I just recently graduated from San Diego State. I got my master's in political science. Um, it's not an official subcategory of that, but I really emphasize in political philosophy. Um, I learned to think, basically. I learned to really analyze things, break things down. It's kind of a mixed blessing. People can't just talk to me normal. I mean, they can talk to me normal, and I'll get it. But when I have this habit of really breaking things down, what people say, and determining what it means when they say it. So you can't just tell me normal things. Like when you tell me something, I'm already kind of dropping in the categories. Not that I'm using it against you, but maybe I am, not in a malicious way. I'm just kind of categorizing things. I'm not right all the time, but I'm gonna say I'm not right. I'm constantly wrong on these things. But the more you kind of learn about something, the more it's easier to predict these things. Anyways, I think I'm rambling on that. May still go on about my education. My undergraduate was at San Diego State. How far back should I go? Maybe I should save this for another video or something. Yeah, because I can get pretty deep into that. So I'll save that for another video. Who I am, maybe like education and politics. That would be another thing. What's another quick thing I can talk about in a minute? Or I can just sit here and look at you for a minute. No, that was awkward. I do enjoy awkward moments. It's in the awkward moments I think that people kind of reveal their true colors, which is another element of COVID-19 that's kind of revealing. You get to see who the hoarders are, who don't give a shit about anybody else because they like to hoard toilet paper, sanitize, hand wipes, anything else, just so they can turn around and sell it. Scumbags. I personally disdain that. Almost at minute 10. I should really plan these better as far as what I should talk about. And something is clearly going off on my phone. So that is the 10-minute mark. I will check my phone and I will work on this later. So how long should these things be? 10 minutes seem like kind of a long time, but I feel like if I was more organized, I could ramble on forever about something. But I will pause, upload this again, take more notes, think about what I'm going to say, and I will see you guys later.